to you about a very controversial topic again, which I love talking to you about all the time because we discuss this a lot. But it's marriage.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, I would like to ask you, I'm your dear daughter, in whom you are.
Well delighted.
How does it feel to you, me not being married?
I honestly, I don't know how to say it very well. As a father, and who loves and who believes in marriage, I would love you married.
Okay.
So how it feels, how do I feel about it? I pray, and I desire to see my children, my daughters married because of the value of the pleasure of the design, as I'm sure you will know. So it's my desire, but that does not mean I want to get rid of you. On the contrary, you know how I treasure you, how I love to be with you. But the 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 best thing is I want you to have your own family.
I have my own family. It's right here.
Yeah. Yes, that's my heart in as far as
One of my
marriage is concerned.
favorite things you've said, which I always quote you, is that you never ask your daughter why they are not married. You ask your son why they are not married.
Yes.
And that is my beautiful excuse why I'm very, very, should I say, confident in my singleness. One of them is because I have parents that don't pressure me. I have so many friends that are pressured. But I would like to ask you a question. Do you think there is an age for marriage? And is it different for different genders?
I believe the best time for marriage is when you are still strong. You want to give your best to what is best for you, and I would say really east west home is best, the best place. That I don't care how many degrees, how many victories, but look at a man, look at a woman, he will want to eventually be where he belongs, and that will be home, that will be his family. And so I would say the best would be to get married earlier. I'm not talking about the 14 years old and stuff. It is about when you are equipped and ready, you should, the earlier the better.
I say,
but there is, having said that,
yeah,
I would say I wouldn't want to say that there is anybody who is outside of marriageability.
As long as you're an adult.
Yes.
What about age difference?
Age difference about who you marry?
Yeah.
I think it could be of concern, but it depends also about, you may be 40, but actually your experience in life is 12 years
20.
No, 12 year old. So you may find a 12-year-old who is behaving like a 30-year-old, and you wonder what. But I'm not subscribing to 40 marrying 12. But I'm thinking the age difference should not be a big factor, but it should also play, because it will affect. There are certain disparities that are important to observe, and the age is one of them. Why are you getting married in the first place? And some people get married because they want to achieve something in life, or they actually wanting to form a partnership for serving God. Okay, if that is, then really, there is this man who lost his wife on the mission field, and he came back home. He was approaching 60, he was 50 some, got back home in his country, and he married a 30-year-old girl. And the girl said, it was a great honor to go and move with this man on a mission field and serve him and serve with him until he died. He died, and she remained to take care of the kids. I think actually she remarried as well in the process of time. But you see what I'm saying? The age may be, it's only the purpose that usually distorts and breaks things. You married an old one who cannot give you children. If children were, that's the reason, then you're in trouble. But if you are really having a higher purpose, then the age difference should be important. It should concern you, but also it should be an issue you should consider and say, I want to be aware that if there is this age difference, are we comfortable, both of us? Are we both comfortable? Are we working in that? There are some people who prefer to hide their age because they want to really appear young, and so that they want to be thought young. Both men and women, by the way, it's on both sides.
Yeah. So what would you like? Where this question is coming from is like the older you get, the more comfortable you become as a single person, and with society and
perfect makes permanent.
Yeah, and I feel like especially we
What
women.
did I say? Practice.
I know what you meant. Practice makes permanent.
Yes.
But and I think we women get more pressure than men about that.
Yeah.
What would you tell a woman? What would you tell your daughter who is kind of like growing? Well, I'm not like so old, but like I'm getting in that age where like people are like all the time, when are you getting married? Why aren't you getting married? You must have a problem. And I don't have a problem, but believe you me, I love being single. I desire marriage, but I love it being single. But what would you tell somebody? Also, like, what do you think brings discomfort? Because I'm going back to the fact that you said we were created to belong.
Yes.
But I am telling you, I'm comfortable right now. Like, even just dealing with another human, sometimes just, I'm like, please, no.
And that's good in the long haul, because people who are selfish, they end up being good defenders. They're called good patriots, because if you don't know how to love yourself, how can you love your neighbor? You see, the element is a distortion, but if it is well guided, it can end up being a real powerful weapon.
Okay.
So when it comes to, I think your comfort, you're feeling comfortable in your singleness, is because you are accepted by your family. You are well received, you are loved, respected, there is no pressure. What's wrong with you? No, you are our beauty, you are a delight, and we enjoy you. But as you grow older, that sense of belonging becomes a real factor. I can assure you, if there is any breakdown in that belonging along the way, and you have not gotten your own family, it will be a bigger factor. And actually, when you start succeeding, as you get older, you start feeling, how am I? I'm free to be me. That works in your 40s, but as you start getting into your 50s, and you start realizing, actually, you don't have someone to go back to.
Old age needs a what? A companion?
It
Someone
does.
said that.
It does.
Bump love.
It does. It needs companionship. And so that sense of, because God created us to belong. He never created us. The Bible says, a father to the fatherless, a defender of widows, is God in his holy habitation. He places the lonely not in an orphanage, not in a good jobs, but he places them in a family.
But it must mean that I'm not lonely because God hasn't placed me in a family of my own.
I think, I believe in God's timing. I believe in God's timing when He brings one.
No, but like, I mean in a general sense, but like where I'm coming from is that it's not that we are not lonely. It really gets comfortable. And I think also for men, and when a man gets comfortable, because women, 90, at least I'd say 90, well, I think it has risen, maybe 70% of women will not go and ask a man to marry them.
That's true.
30% may, I think, in the latest generation, man, they do. But once men get comfortable, us, the traditional ones, are also going to get comfortable. That's where we're at right now. We have no choice. Because I'm not going to ask you out. And the people who come are like, please don't ask me. So.
But let me give you what, in my own observation, what it is. Practice makes permanent. The trouble is with men, because men are the initiators. They should be. The trouble with men, most men are really not ready. Don't complain that a man is, because we are so preoccupied with toys. And the person who is occupied with toys is the most selfish person. Because
What
have
do
you
you mean
seen
by
people?
toys?
They like things. They like to build houses, to buy cars, and
But that's what society has told
exactly.
them
That's
to
the definition.
have.
Because it is a retreat.
Because also no woman wants to go with a man that's not, that if I have that, the few little things that I have to my name, if I met a man who didn't have a little bit more, that I feel like it's unfair to them.
Good. Let it be written now in your memory that you better find one actually who has nothing. Let it be. Your mother had a man with a
They
vision.
don't make them like you anymore.
Let me tell you, but that's what I want to correct. Because a man is not made by what he owns. It is who owns him.
But Daddy, at my age, if you've gotten to my age and you have nothing to show for it, you have a problem as a man.
Maybe that's the problem that is keeping him single. And when he discovers it, I have known a man who all of a sudden discovered himself at 42. He came running and he said, you know what, my brother? I want to get married yesterday. I want to have a house yesterday. I want to have a piece of land yesterday. I have wasted my life. He wanted to have everything. And I looked at him. I feared that he was going to commit suicide. I had to give him a loan to own something, at least a small house. And he said, I want to marry. I want to have a house. I want to marry. I want to have my own place. Because he discovered he had wasted a lot of his time. And that's what I'm saying. The trouble that we have right now is because the society, the community that built men to become men and launched them into proper manhood has disappeared.
Right.
So the boys are busy being boys and they have no time to grow to become men. And so the women are actually busy becoming women younger. I can show you.
So should I say the reason why most women are not married is because men
are not ready?
Because of men. Men, you're the reason.
It's true. It's true. I can say that. I don't